All right. It's been a moment. I've had some time to decide what I'm going to do with this whole YouTube situation. I've decided I will continue streaming around 9 p.m., my usual time. I am a little late. I know I got a little busy later, but it's fine. I do need to improve my speaking skills because I feel like I've lost it, but it's okay. I'll still be continuing this, of course, the streaming. And on top of that, I will also be doing some actual videos as well, talking about specific subjects. I feel like it would be easier to do it that way. That way, I could focus these streams on being pure crypto analysis because I know when I talk about news, I will talk about a lot of other news that may sometimes not fully be related to crypto, but they do have sometimes regardless. A lot to do with politics, but I do want to start just commentating on that in video format and giving my thoughts more in depth. Kind of make it I don't know, like a daily thing, giving some commentary on stuff that's going on in the political world. So as the economic world, whatever the case may be, I can make videos, find stuff for what to talk about through there. So that's the plan for now. Anyways, a lot has happened. I don't remember what the last time I told you guys about was, but we came all the way down here. I think I don't know, my last stream showed we were at 86,000, which we haven't seen in a while. I'm assuming we were over here on 9th of March, which was a Saturday or Sunday. Sunday. Could have been 8th of March. Yeah. So, of course, you don't see any volatility on the weekends. And then once early Sunday, late Sunday actually, started to hit, we started dropping. Well, it was early Sunday, right? We really took a hit, though, on March 10, 2 days ago. Was March 10th? Oh my gosh, let me pull up a calendar. I am losing track of my days. No, okay. Oh, we're on Wednesday already. I didn't realize that today was Tuesday. Yeah, so that's where I'm getting confused on. Okay, then. So, yeah, Sunday we had a decrease in the price, but now we actually dropped heavily on Monday. Reached a new low for Bitcoin, which I don't like to see. Nobody does. 76,572. Hey, some silver lining. Let me pull up this chart over here. Do I have the CME gaps? I think I have it in the daily chart. Where is it? Here. So the first dip that we had, we didn't fully cover the CME gap, right? The CME gap is this whole green square, right? That was not fully covered. This time, we actually did cover it, which is potential bottom indicator, in my opinion. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about this. Is the previous CME gap before this, and that's well been covered, right? With drops. So we don't got to worry about that. Now, we did land at this zone, which technically is the bottom of the CME gap. That's where we saw a break in the price. We didn't continue dropping from there. It slowed down there. This uptrend is gone. You can forget about it for now. What I think is going to happen, we will stay within the low 80s in this range for a moment. I don't know how long. Could be for rest of March, beginning of April, due to the fact that we are technically in a transitionary period, which is what Donald Trump has said. Well, not Donald Trump, but the White House in general has said. That's why we're seeing this slowdown in all markets, right? Even the S&P 500. How do I spell SPX 500 or SPDR? I don't even know. I don't operate this. Is this what it's supposed to look like? I don't think that's right. Let me pick a different one. SPY I know is a ETF. Yeah, there we go. This is the S&P 500 technically. It's been on the decline if you're looking at the daily charts, right? Which it's not something we like to see. A lot of Wall Street investors are, of course, panicking, all due to the whole tariff situation, this whole trade war that we're afraid is impacting the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, though, has been increasing as, less people... Would you rather hold altcoins or Bitcoin in this case? Well, obviously Bitcoin, it seems like, because Bitcoin does seem like it's the strongest of them all. It has not dropped under its this period right over here, which is what I like to call the pre-election levels, but we are dangerously close to reaching that though, so you can't fully discard that out of the question. If we do continue dropping, which we can absolutely continue dropping, I don't see us going below 74,000. I really hope not, because that would absolutely break the history of what has happened with Bitcoin. I'm not sure if I've explained this before, but I'm pretty sure I have. Maybe I just explained it to certain people. This doesn't show me full enough history, but I want to show you guys something. USD with Coinbase. Coinbase gives enough history. When was elections? November 2016 in the United States. It doesn't coincide exactly with elections, but we use it as a general indicator because having dates were approximately in the same year, right? I'm going to show this, a cross line. February, that's 2017. November 2016, beginning of November. Okay, I'm putting this cross here for a reason. This is the day the election happened. This is the price that Bitcoin was at. We had our pump 1 year later, 2017, so that's 1 year after the election, right? We made our nice little pump, and then we came back down for crypto winter. Now you'll notice, like, during the pump, sure, we do have dips along the way, but we never go back to this price. At that time, Bitcoin was $600. We reached, what was this, $19,000? Reached a low of 3,000. We didn't see $600 ever again. Ever again. Okay? After that, I'm going to keep this drawn here. Let's go to 2020. When was elections? November 2020. That is right over here. All right. Elections happened on this date. This is the price level for Bitcoin, 13,000. We had our nice pump in 2021. I feel like something similar to this is happening right now. We had our first pump, although it seems like things are a little bit early, maybe out of schedule, could make some sense because at where we're currently at right now in March, right? We should be at a high level, but we're not. We're actually very low if you compare it to the 2025 chart, right? But nonetheless, this is just to say that, okay, 1 year after, we never see the price of Bitcoin dip below pre-election levels. That's just something that I've noticed historically speaking, right? So our 2021 pump happened there. November 2021 was the highest point. I feel like similar things going to happen for this cycle. November 2025 or October or December will be the highest point for Bitcoin in this cycle. 2026 might see a drop. And even if we do, we'll never see the price that Bitcoin ever costed from before elections, right? We haven't seen that price ever again. It's just a fact. We reached a low of 16,000, well, 15,400. This is recent. We all remember this. This is after FTX crash 2022. Then we started rising, and this is where we are at in the current year. I have my price noted at 74,000. If you really want to be specific with it, though, if you're going to take my chart, well, my historical measures, right, and go to 4th of November, we shouldn't see Bitcoin under 66,000. But realistically, like, with the pump that we had at $73,900, $74,000, I feel like that's an important resistance because that was the all-time high for Bitcoin just last year, in March last year, 1 year ago. We're approaching those levels pretty rapidly, but dangerously. We did have our good pump after this election victory. You'll notice that maybe it is a little premature, right? Because of Trump winning the election, everybody was very excited for that, reaching a new high of 109,000 for Bitcoin, and we've come a long way down right now. But you'll notice this candle over here, rejection, right, from the bottom prices, at least in the weekly time scale. Of course, we've got a lot of stuff going on still, so we're not out of the woods yet. Still got a long way to go. I feel like we will continue to, like I said, stay within these low levels, 80, 70,000, like that, until eventually we find our footing again. Could be in May, I don't know, till we start taking off again to the 100,000 zones once again. That would be pretty neat. It's just speculation, not confirmed for now. We don't know. But that's the plan. That's what I'm thinking, at least for now. Anyways, if you're smart, you would use a trading strategy that doesn't care about the macro scale of the market, right? That would involve a scalping strategy, which is what I have been testing over here. You'll notice by the trade markings of buying and selling going on over here. Right now, though, it's not possible to purchase Bitcoin or sell it. Can't long or short it because of the fact that I'm in no trend at the moment. In the 1 hour chart, it's telling me I don't have a trend. Bitcoin's price is $83,700. It's under the 200 simple moving average, but above the super trend. Could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. If we drop below 81,000, we're officially in a downtrend once again, and pretty sure that super trend would lift its way up to 85,000 or 84,000 would make more sense. You know what worked perfect though is this Fibonacci level that I have drawn from our all-time high all the way down to our most recent low, 76,000. We meet our first resistance right over here at 84,454, which is an exact price where we hit this morning at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. this morning, we did get some economic data. I don't have it on me right now, so I'm just going to have to say it off the top of my head. It was the core inflation rate. Are we sure it wasn't CPI? CPI. Consumer Price Index, that's what it was. We got that. Inflation isn't as bad as we expected, actually. Right? We expected to have this. Inflation rate, previously it was 0.5% for the month over month, right? We were expecting to have 0.3% inflation, but we actually had 0.2% inflation. Why is this good? Less inflation, more possibility of a rate cut. If we have more inflation, we have to get some rate hikes to keep up with that inflation. But in this case, the inflation doesn't seem too harsh. We now have an increased chance of seeing a potential rate cut if we go to check this Chicago Mercantile Exchange next FOMC meeting, which is coming up next week, by the way. It's very likely that we will not see a rate cut in this upcoming meeting, but what matters most is what's coming up in the rest of this year. We're expecting to see a first rate cut with a 99% chance in the month of June, right? And maybe we stay that way for the month of July. The next meeting after that is in September. We have a 96% chance of getting a second rate cut. That's already 2 rate cuts this year. And then 61% chance for the month of October. And then the final FOMC meeting of the year, a 79% chance, almost 80% chance of seeing a third rate cut in just this year, 2025. So that's overall pretty good for the market. That's why it reacted positively a little bit in the morning, but ultimately, like, just this whole tariff situation, it's still weighing down on the price. So people are still a little nervous, right? Nonetheless, we are getting a bit of a recovery, right? But I wouldn't say this is victorious just yet. Sure, we do have some potential to the downside still. That is something we cannot discard. So, yep, that's where we are right now. 84,000 resistance. To confirm an uptrend, though, we'll have to break the 85,000. 85,300. I'm pretty sure the simple moving average will smoothen out to where the bottom a little bit there as time progresses. This is at least what it shows me in the 1 hour chart. I have been trading Ethereum mainly over here. You can see I do have an open trade at the current moment. This is from today, this morning. I entered a short position right over here, put a stop loss right above that. You're supposed to see this in the 5-minute candles. I'm not sure if, yeah, it shows here. Good. So this is where my short entry entered, and this is all done automatically, right? With this trading strategy that I have automated with the script, the Python script that I have. So, I have it prompted to, you can enter any cryptocurrency symbol. It'll initialize the data, tell you where the price is. It has to confirm that the 1 hour trend is down and the 5-minute trend also has to be down. So it checks for that first. Once that does happen, which it did happen at 9:20, you can see over here, this is the candle at 9:20, you see? On the bottom there. So this is the candle at 9:20. That's where it entered. I don't need this verified, my bad. And once it confirms that it's down, it enters the trade. sets its take profit and stop loss automatically. I have it set to, you know, where I want it to put its stop loss or take profit, this amount of candles, using the average true range as well, and then take profit at a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3, which it was super close to achieving at 11 o'clock. We reached, this is for Ethereum, 1,829 was the low when I was expecting 1,823. So just by $6 in Ethereum, I didn't hit a take profit. And hey, whatever. We went all the way back up to practically my entry price, but it seems like we're slowly headed downwards once again. I'm hoping that we do at least tap that take profit before we, I don't know, make any reversals. But the markets have kind of calmed down. We've just accepted the truth that, okay, tariffs are a real thing. What's next, right? Are we going to get more tariffs or are we going to get less tariffs? Is there going to be any negotiations? Although we can't even trust people anymore because one day they'll say one thing, the next day they'll do another. I'm not going to talk about too much about the other news, like what's going on with Ukraine, Russia, or Canada, tariffs, stuff like that, because I have separate videos that I'm planning to create on them. Like, I've already created one video so far. Well, I'm still editing it. That's for Mark Carney, new Prime Minister of Canada. So I'll be releasing that maybe tomorrow. And what I was trying to say is, like Ukraine, for example, speaking of the peace talks, they're like, yeah, sure, let's do peace talks. Marco Rubio, Saudi Arabia, let's go there. And then immediately, like, they're also sending drone attacks. There was a drone attack by Ukraine towards Moscow, Russia. 3 people killed, 18 injured. Like, do you really want peace talks or what's going on? Even Putin said, you know what, I don't want this. I want to talk to Trump. I want to talk to the manager. That's the kind of deal we got. So yeah, not bad for now. Price analysis for Ethereum. How about we do that? If my 1 hour charts would load. Man, Ethereum is brutal. Reached the low of 1,753. A good thing is on my main account, I did have a trigger order there, which is currently in profit. But I've also got like a million other trigger orders since 3,000 all the way down. Yeah, harsh recovery for. Remember when Ethereum did this, guys? 38% in practically 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, that was harsh. Also, this Fibonacci, I could probably readjust it to our most recent low, which I hope we don't go any lower than that because that would be too brutal. This is from where? I guess the all-time high. What is this? Short liquidation? We don't gotta worry about that. So Ethereum's not going to zero either. Okay, you can't just assume that. Resistances, well, I haven't got many for you. 1953 super trend would confirm flip bullish. 2000, of course, important psychological resistance. This used to be an uptrend. That is no, we don't have an uptrend anymore for Ethereum, I'm pretty sure. Like if I go to the weekly chart, it's over. Yeah. We don't have an uptrend. We're breaking that. So that's how bad it is right now for Ethereum. Yeah, this is not looking good. If I go further back, I guess we could get something out of it. Still wouldn't necessarily trust this. Hey, this kind of works. Kind of. I'm gonna try to get it as accurate as possible. I don't think it will be possible. We do have something like that going on. Hey, it's a macro skill. It doesn't have to be too accurate. But it makes sense with the bounce over here and the current bounce over here. I guess that's the uptrend you can draw right now for Ethereum since September 2020. My gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. We haven't seen levels that we have, like, October 2023 was the last time we saw these prices. That's how bad Ethereum is right now. So not looking too great. In terms of upward potential, though, if Ethereum does reach, it's not even its all-time high, by the way, but it's 2024 high, I assume, 135%. Yeah, I don't think that's that possible. Honestly, Ethereum, it's good. It's better if you're shorting Ethereum at this point. Like, you're more likely to make some profits that way, at least if you're doing trading, right? Because if I measure from here downwards, compared to 135%, you only need a 50% drop, right? You just got more potential to the downside at this point for Ethereum. which is not something I'm proud to say, but it is what it is. From here, yeah, after that resistance, 2,300, this zone of 2,500, 600, I assume, 2,600 seems like it makes sense. Why did I have this drawn? I don't think I need this, right? 2,600 is the next resistance. 2,900, of course 3,000 is important. 3,200, etc. Till we reach the top there. It's going to be a long journey, though. Probably going to take a whole year and a half. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. In the meantime, I am indeed shorting Ethereum, and we'll see how low we can go. Just adjust that. That's in its correct place. Good. Alright, moving on. Well, wait, hold on. Before I finish with Ethereum, at least it is 1,900 for now. But 1,800, 1,900, you're going to have to get used to seeing those numbers. The important thing is to break out of 2,000 at this point. That's all you got to worry about. Solana, $125. Hardly down a single percentage. It's kind of been flat, I'm not going to lie, for Solana. We reached 131. I was hoping it reached 133 because that's where I have a little take profit from some Solana that I sent over onto this exchange, which, you know, I would like to have some more margin so that I could buy more of the dips, but I also don't want to lose because it's so much money to transferring crypto over. Like, if you're using a regulated exchange, centralized exchange, they're going to charge you a massive spread, so you're already losing out right there. Like, maybe, I don't know, $100 gone if you're putting in a couple thousand. Which, in relatively, sure, it's not that much, but it's still a lot, right? 100. Then you transfer it over here, and then, you know, the conversion from Canadian to US dollar is also crazy bad. So you kind of want to get your money's worth at least. You do have to wait for it to go up a little bit. I could have technically sold when I transferred, but I'd also be selling at a loss, and I'd rather not do that. So I'd rather hold it on spot until Solana reaches its 133, which it was close. It was close yesterday, reaching a high of 131. But it didn't necessarily hit that. So I'm still waiting, and I would seriously regret it if this does continue dropping. And now I'm just holding on to this random Solana, hoping that it reaches 133 to buy the dip. But by then it will pass 133 and skyrocket, I don't know, in the long future. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, though. At this moment, we have no clear trend for Solana. Will it go up? Will it go down? I feel like market's going to be choppy for the next month. That's my honest opinion for this. I don't think we're going to blast off to the moon. I don't think we're going to drop to the floor either. We're just going to stay choppy until this whole tariff situation is resolved. I do have to talk about some crypto news as well, so I'll get to that later. 126 for Solana, though. I don't know how to feel about this. Also, this is no longer valid. Let's see where our next resistance for Solana is. According to the all-time high. This is indeed an all-time high because Solana did reach an all-time high today. Not today. My gosh, I wish it was today. Last month. Last 2 months. Where's the resistance? 155. Fair enough, I guess. I did try backtesting a little bit on Solana here too. This is my current trade on Ethereum open. Let's look at XRP. XRP has been the biggest mover today. It was up like 5%. It's kind of cooled down by now, but it's still on the rise. Not too bad either. If we do break 232, we'll confirm an uptrend for XRP. But for now, we're 225. It says it's up 1%, but it was up 5%, like I said, due to possibilities of something to do with the securities exchange. Can I find it? So this is the main thing. White House says we're in a period of transition regarding the stock market. That's one thing I wanted to point out. And I'm looking for this XRP news right over here. So this is a big rumor, and it could be happening tomorrow. The SEC is about to close its case against Ripple. You already know the whole history behind the SEC and XRP. Why XRP's price has been suppressed under $1 for years. And now it all may be coming to an end, possibly. People have been thinking, oh, is it going to happen tomorrow? Like, This has been announced a couple times before. You will recall XRP has made its pumps when, oh, they're about to win the SEC case, or they're closing the case, but then it got appealed again under Gary Gensler. But now that that guy's gone, and the SEC has just been proving to be very pro crypto by, you know, closing their cases against Robinhood, Coinbase, Kraken, a bunch of other projects as well. They're becoming more pro crypto now, which is a good thing. And of course, who's the biggest case of them all? XRP. There's a rumor that it's going to end finally. Just a rumor. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So yeah, I closed something else by accident. Validators on Ethereum. Banks can be validators on Ethereum, which would be good for Ethereum. That's also bullish news. We just have a lot of bullish news, honestly. And still, we're being very suppressed by this whole tariff stuff. Everybody's scared. We don't know what to do with these tariffs. Let's move on to Cardano here. It's practically erased all its gains, most of it at least. We had a low of 58. Look at that downtrend. Reached perfect there. 117 upon news of Cardano reserve that was going to happen. Pumped 70% in one day. Look, we're back down to 64. No clear trend at the moment for Cardano, but we are holding this area strong now, finally. That's pretty good. Would we use this? We're looking for resistances, indeed. If we're talking about, like, drops for Cardano, I want to see where this would lead us to. If that could have been bottom, where we just dropped today. Was this today? No, this is 2 days ago. Sorry. Well, it doesn't even coincide with any Fibonacci levels, so I assume not. I erased the wrong one. Cool. Alright, I'm erasing this one. So resistance level coincides with 200 SMA at 80 cents approximately. We'll just say 80 cents. I remember 80 cents being a very important resistance level, especially last year for Cardano, so might be testing that soon if we do continue our slow trend upwards here. Sui, a little bit deception. I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words for Sui. $3 seemed like it was on track. Bounced off of that, unfortunately, broke the uptrend and started heading downwards. We were in a downtrend for this practically this whole time until recently. We're now in a no trend. Most cryptocurrencies have no trend, except for, of course, your favorite, Ethereum. It's still practically in a confirmed downtrend, and that's why I have decided to continue shorting Ethereum as the best potential downside. You know what else has potential downside is Litecoin. It's also in a downtrend, confirmed. But, like, how far can it drop to its low? 8%. I did the same math with Ethereum, where we are right now. It's also got an 8%. No, but before it was a little higher. It was, like, up here, which is, like, 9-10% approximately. That's why I decided to choose Ethereum at this point, and it's just something that I've noticed. Ethereum is just dropping like crazy. They already have an ETF, and their ETFs are selling. Litecoin doesn't have an ETF, but if they do get one, which they had a high chance of getting one, that was the whole narrative last month, that's going to pump it, and it's going to break out of the downtrend. So that's why I decided to short Ethereum over Litecoin in this case, when both of those are in a downtrend. That's just my reasoning behind that. I have been backtesting with, not backtesting, live trading with Litecoin here as well. It's done fine, but at this current stage, I feel like the down pressure should be over here. I should also change the price action a little bit over here. Update this. This line, we'll adjust it to here. Just makes sense to do that. It still seems like it maintains this. This uptrend is gone. Let's just ignore it completely. If we're looking for resistances now, which, yeah, why would we look for bounces anymore from top to bottom? We should now look for resistances with the Fibonacci level from here down to this lowest point. At least we didn't reach that low point of February 2nd, right? That wasn't too bad. Let's see. Resistance number 1, 95 for Litecoin. Can I lock this? Thank you. Next resistance 105, 113, 121, and 132. I'm expecting we hit that with the downtrend that we have over here. It's looking like May, 11th of May. I can see that. It makes sense to give it enough time. Look at this triangle too. It's pretty perfect. Right in the middle of the fib. Almost. You get the point. I'm going to go back to Sui here. 228 is where it currently is right now. 4-hour chart still shows down, but 1 hour we're possibly going to get a trend reversal soon. I don't have any Fibonacci's marked for Sui. We unfortunately did break past February 2nd drop, which that's what I'm mainly disappointed about, but it's fine. It is what it is. We'll move on from that. Next resistance 275 approximately, then 325, 366, $4, etc. $3 of course is also important. So what we got for Sui. Alright. Do you guys know Rumble, live streaming platform? They bought 188 Bitcoins for $17 million. This is a pretty good buy at this price. Good for them. Good use of their money. Senator Cynthia Lummis is reintroducing the Bitcoin Act, which got turned down the first time. And this is the important Bitcoin strategic reserve, not unlike the one that Trump signed, where you just signed a piece of paper saying, yeah, you know what? The Bitcoin that the US already has, the 200,000 Bitcoins that they confiscated from criminals, we're just going to use that as a reserve and we're not going to sell it. We're also don't have any plans to buy any. That's what made the whole market also upset in terms of Bitcoin. Like, oh, they're not going to buy more Bitcoins. We wanted them to spend trillions and buy a lot of Bitcoins so that our bags can pump, which realistically, if they did do that, that would have happened. But no, they didn't announce none of that. And the Crypto Summit was just this big thank you event, and that was all. Hedera is likely getting a ETF. It's down 2% today, though. Come on. Whatever. 5-minute chart, where are we at? No, not 5 minutes, sorry. 1 hour chart. No trend necessarily. We did just flip. Lowest point was 17 cents. Yeah, I hope we don't dip that low again. What was this? 25th of February was also bad. What about 2nd of February? Oh, just as bad approximately. 17. I think I did get a trigger order here on my main. I hope, I think, I don't know. If I did, I'd probably be in 10% profit by now, if that was the case. But yeah, this is dangerous though. Triple support usually doesn't hold the fourth one, so just watch out. If we do see another dip that far below, it's going to be pretty painful for H-bar. Still nonetheless good news. Grayscale, although okay, I don't know if this is, I didn't read the grayscale part, I guess. Grayscale, you already know what grayscale does. If you don't know, this is what grayscale does. Red, 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 red. All red. In total, they've outflowed $22 billion in Bitcoin. You really want that? No. You'll notice as well, like, the ETFs have just been constant outflows. Hundreds of millions of dollars being outflowed. 300 million, 400 million, 100 million. Today may seem like a bit of an inflow day. We don't have numbers from BlackRock yet. We need BlackRock to save us at this point, but do we really? Is just gonna be a cycle in the future where, you know, market manipulation, right? It'll just happen again. Similar thing with Ethereum ETFs, it's just been outflows. $4 billion in outflows from your beloved Grayscale, who is filing for Hedera ETF if you really want it. CZ is criticizing you guys. Yeah, that's you. For short-term greed in crypto, emphasizing focusing on ethical and sustainable growth. Don't just 25x leverage on a random point, especially when Bitcoin's at 99,000 because you think it's going to rise a lot higher. No, it's just an easy way to get liquidated. And that just that's the main reason as well why we have been dropping. People are greedy, they're using too much leverage, and they're just, you know, losing their net worth on Bitcoin at this point. This uptrend does not exist. We do have a downtrend. Why am I doing price action analysis here right now? It doesn't matter. He also commented on this. Strategic Bitcoin reserve from the United States. We know that's happening. Well, it happened. It exists. We have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Why aren't you guys buying? That's pretty good. Anyway, the exchange reserves are in free fall. That should also be a good thing, right? Because people are buying, exchanges have less Bitcoins, right? CZ also says, like, this is a good thing. People withdrawing Bitcoin to their wallets means they plan to hold onto it, right? If you move your Bitcoin to an exchange, it's probably because you're going to sell it. That's what causes fear sometimes of selling. Mt. Gox has been doing that, for example. Pretty recently, they've been moving some Bitcoin, but at this point, it's so insignificant with the massive drops we've already experienced. I think that people just like, okay, really, who cares at this point if anybody else sells? Have you looked at the ETFs? Like, they're selling every day. So it doesn't really matter too much for the people. Some pretty good news. US gas prices dropped for the third consecutive week, reaching a 4-year low. Seems like the drill baby drill thing is working. So yeah, I'd want to keep these streams relatively short, so I'll aim for like half an hour. And I'm already over time. I just have a lot to talk about, so that's not too bad. I have to improve my speech pattern though, for real. But yesterday I tried talking to people for the first time, and it was difficult. Not for the first time ever, but the first time in like months, weeks, I don't know. It's not great. So yeah, I have to practice more, I guess. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you guys tomorrow. Releasing new video tomorrow. Let me know what you think about that. And yeah. Alright then. See ya. Bye.